The question asks, is f of x 1 to 1? So f of x is x squared plus 1. X squared plus 1 gives you what kind of graph? A parabola. And we already said that it's 1 to 1 or not?
No.
It's not, but we're going to prove it algebraically. So the first step was to find the inverse. So this is y equals x squared plus 1. So to find the inverse, we do what? Good. Switch x's and y's. So x equals y squared plus 1. And then what? Solve for y. So I have x minus 1 equals y squared. And then what do I do?
Square root.
When you take the square root, what do you have to put? Plus or minus?
Yeah.
That's very important.
Where'd you get x minus 1?
Because I subtracted the 1.
Okay.
Matt, please don't waste my time. Alright, so now I call this thing g of x, the new one. And so my second step was to say f of g of x. So that's f of plus or minus root x minus 1. So then I would put that in for x. So I'd say plus or minus root x minus 1 squared plus 1. What happens when you square it? The square root goes away. What happens to the plus or minus? It also goes away. So I have x minus 1 plus 1. What does that leave me with? X. Now I wanted x, so that's okay. So I'm going to put a check mark by it because it's good. Now I'm going to look at the third part, which is saying g of f of x. So I'm doing the opposite. So now I have g of x squared plus 1, which gives me plus or minus square root x squared plus 1 minus 1. What do I get inside the root? I get plus or minus square root of x squared, and then what happens? It reduces to what? X by itself or plus or minus x? Now, here's the key. It is not okay to have a plus or minus x. You can only have a positive x, so that is why this is not 1 to 1. If it was 1 to 1, you would get a positive x here and a positive x here.